Hey everyone, today I am going to do a review on two different types of makeup sponges, one being the famous Beautyblender, squishy little Beauty Blender, and it is dirty because I just used it, and you'll see that it is hard to clean, but it is wet at this point. And here is the one from Ulta that is the $4, kind of the knockoff version. And so you'll see how I'll do one half with Beautyblender and one half with this this version. So I know Sonia Kashuk at Target also has this pretty much this exact same one, and I got this at Ulta. Beautyblender at like Sephora, and this I think was $25, and this one was $4. So you'll see, is $25 worth, you know, is it worth $25, or could you just stick with the $4 one? You can tell that they're much different in texture, but we shall see. So if you want to see which one that I prefer and if I think the Beauty Blender is worth the money, then please stay tuned. So here I am with no makeup on, and I have, if you didn't notice, you know, but I have my two sponges right here, and I have scrubbed them, and that is the one negative thing about these sponges. You just are not going to get them clean, and this is like I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. So here's the two, and you can see the difference when when they're dry. They're both dry. Now this one to me stays the exact same when it's wet, whereas this one almost like triples in size. So that is that. You can see with it dry the bounciness, and this one there's just not really any bouncy to it. So that is that. Much denser, much spongier, bouncy. So I am going to go and wet this. I'm going to go wet both of them, but I think you'll only notice the difference with this one. So we shall see. So there you go. So this one right here, which is the Ulta one, is bigger than the Beauty Blender. So I will be right back. So I just went and ran them underwater, and I like to squish them underwater and then wring them out really well. So here you go. So you see how much bigger the Beauty Blender got, and this one just really, it just stayed the same. So, and that's part of like the goodness of the way it works, is how it just absorbs and it's soft, and this one just is not soft at all. So there you go. So now the Beauty Blender is actually bigger than the Ulta one. Let's see. So there you go. Alright, so I'm just kind of going like to the grocery store today, and so I wouldn't normally wear my Kat Von D, which is a very full coverage. I wouldn't wear this for just like, you know, running errands kind of thing, but it just covers so much that I feel like that'll be a good example with these sponges to kind of see how it does cover, because it does cover so much ground. So I'm going to do some pumps on my hand. Alright, so I'm going to do each side of my face. Let me pull you a little closer. It's pretty much about the same. I've got like a little sunspot there, a sunspot here. Pores the same. They're really pretty much is the same. So I'm going to start off with the Beauty Blender, which is what I normally use to apply this foundation with. And I like the big circle bottom. And that's kind of the route I go. Now this one doesn't have that nice bottom. It's kind of a flat bottom, whereas this one's a round bottom, but that's how I do it. So just start blotting it on, and I have done a tutorial using the Beauty Blender and this foundation. So, and it's just so soft and squishy that it's just really soft, and I can put the pressure I need. It bends with my face. If I go up against my nose, it goes with it. I can use the tip. It just is nice. So I really like this. I haven't used the other in a while because I wasn't impressed with it at all. A little bit more product. I'm looking over here in my mirror. I'm going right down the center so we can see kind of good halves. And I'm not using a lot of product at all for it to get this much coverage. So we'll see if the other one takes more product. Alright, so that is pretty good and covered. And that didn't take long. And now I'm going to go in with the tip and just get a little bit of product like that and just kind of go in around my nose. And I really like that tip because it just fits perfectly right in there. I can take it and kind of go up under my eyes. I can roll it around. It's just so soft, and I know I keep saying that, but it is, and it just molds to your face. Alright, so that is that. You see the coverage. Looks nice. I could probably take a little bit more time and, you know, do, but I'm not because I want to show you the comparison. And there's my line. So I've got it pretty much lined down my face. Alright, so now I'm going to go with this one, which is not very squishy. Flat bottom, kind of a bell shaped is probably the best way. It does have the point that the Beautyblender has, but this one, again, is squishy and that one's kind of firm. So there you go. Same amount of pressure, and that's what it does. Okay. So I'm going to use the flat bottom because that's what I did on the Beautyblender. Go in like that, and I'm going to start blotting. Now this is like hard to my face, and it's not squishing to my face. And it just feels weird. I feel like I'm being really rough. But I'm doing the same amount of pressure that I did over here. You hear it? Do you hear this one? Not really. Scary. So this one I'm just kind of blotting it on, bringing it down, get some more product. Let me move my mirror so you can see me doing this side. That better? Maybe so. Alright, I'm not getting the coverage. Now the foundation is full coverage, but it's just not smooth. And it hurts when I push around my eye. Like I did over here, that doesn't hurt at all. That is, I need to lighten my hand. Alright, so then I would take it and go in around my nose, which it's not really molding to my nose. I'm having to work it in there. Okay, so that's pretty much me doing the same thing. And just from first glance it's alright, but if I look up at it, I mean it just... Okay, so you can look around my nose and see that it did not get in there. Those pores, it didn't even touch those, whereas this is pretty flawless over here. And I can't really use it on my eye the way I want to because it is hard. Like even just a gentle hand is putting pressure. So that is the results. I guess it's not a noticeable, huge noticeable. It's noticeable to me. But just at first glance, this side to me just seems more blotchy than this side. So that's kind of, this one does not feel good at all to apply, and I don't feel like it gives that flawless. I can't really roll it because of the shape, whereas this one just bends and gets all in there. So, I'll be back in a second. Okay, so my whole face is done now, and I did go back in with the Beautyblender and kind of touched up this side because it was blotchy, it wasn't smooth, and I just, like, on my eyes, this one was not, it wasn't soft at all, and this one I just really got in there in my inner tear duct, and this one, you've got the point, but because it doesn't really bend with your eye, you can't get in there. Like this one just kind of does all, you know, anything you want it to do. So, this being said, this one's $25, this one was $4 at Ulta, but this was a waste of $4, and it took me a year to just suck it up and buy this one. So there's that. There is one I have seen at Walgreens, and it's $10, and it's in the shape of kind of, I don't know what to describe. It's kind of like that. I don't know what that shape is. It's kind of like if this was upside down and it had the same thing on top. But it's very thin, and so it's just kind of almost, you know, cylinderish with points. And the thing that I love about the Beauty Blender is this kind of flat end and how I can just, you know, push it into my face, whereas that one, it's all rounded, so you'd have to do it like this. I have taken it out of the package and felt it. It's the closest thing that I have found that feels to the Beauty Blender, and it is $10. I haven't tried it, so I cannot recommend it or anything, but just to let you know that option is out there. Now, Sonia Kashuk has the one at Target, and it's blue, and I think it's $10, and it feels the exact same as this one, which is $4 at Ulta. So, my opinion, totally skip on this. It's a waste of money. I don't like it. Just, you could use just any makeup sponge and it would serve just as good as this. But this one definitely gets my award, my stamp of approval. I love it. I even, after I did my bronzer, I went back in and just kind of, you know, blended it. I love it. And I feel bad because I'm not even using my foundation brushes because I'm so obsessed with this. So, definitely really love the Beauty Blender. So there you go, that's your review. You make your call. I mean, if you want something firm, then you might like this, but that is my review. But Beauty Blender hands down wins. So I hope you like this. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. And if you have any questions about products or anything at all, just leave it below and I will get back to you. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.